Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back in with your June 2015 monthly tarot horoscopes. This is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Gemini. And I know you guys have been going through some stuff, but it's all good because in the end, we learn and we grow, right? That's kind of how it is. So I'm back using the my main Shadowscapes deck by Stephanie Puy Law, and I am before I start, I'm sending everybody healing energy with this little chime that I have. Someone's got a left wrist issue. Message me if that's it. And someone's got a left hip issue also. And your knees are kind of stiff. Those of you may be older. A little bit stiff. But anyways, and I'm getting that. You're going to laugh at this. I'm getting that quote from, I don't know, was it Mona Lisa's Smile? No, I think it was Eat, Pray, Love. I think it was Eat, Pray, Love, where Julia Roberts goes to this woman, this healer, and she says, when was the last time you had sex? And Julia Roberts' character's, maybe she can't remember, I don't know, tell her many months ago or whatever. She says, well, you need to have sex because it lubricates the joints. So that's my advice for you, Gemini. And I know Geminis will eat this up because Geminis are horny devils, just like the rest of the zodiac. And I'll wait here. So, Gemini, you got to get the job done in order to get lubricated in your joints, okay? Anyways, isn't this a lovely way to start out a reading? I think so. If you're new to my channel, know that I am a little bit wild with my commentary. I don't hold back. And yeah, this is usually for 18 and older audiences because I swear and I talk about a lot of crazy things. So let me roll out your spread and let's see what we've got for you for the month of June 2015. Okay, so I'm going to start off in the position of your attitude, okay? Because you got this card that indicates the Ten of Swords. And this is really the only thing that's holding you up as far as negativity. This is the only thing that's really blocking you. Now, again, this is a general reading. This is for Geminis, and my subscriber list is getting bigger, and I think I've surpassed 500,000 views total in the last, I don't know, 9 months or whatever, because I've been on here for about 9 months since last September. September, October, November, December, January, March, April, May, June, 10 months, which is a lot of people. So this is not going to apply to everyone. So, and Geminis are very particular about specifics, and so I recommend you lovely Geminis who want more specifics to email me, and I'd love to get you scheduled for a private reading, okay? So yeah, this is the only thing that's really holding you back in June, and this is going to be later in June, not the beginning of June, okay? Where you're starting to feel unloved, unsupported, very drained out, especially female Geminis. I feel like you are not. I feel like you're exceptionally thin, okay? Some of you are really, really thin. You're on the brink of just having an eating disorder, or you may have already had eating disorders, or having serious issues with food where you don't eat. Maybe you eat like once a day, and it's not enough. and you know, there's the cord of attachment to somebody in your life that's ripped a hole in your aura, and so you've got all this energy kind of just like spilling out, and so you're feeling very, very drained. This is also you being terrified of getting hurt, really, and also having a lot of problems, needing to kind of ride things out and see where things go. Although the story of this girl is she comes to the edge of a cliff, and she takes a leap of faith, and you know, she jumps off, and instead of there being people to save her, and birds to save her, and family to save her, friends to save her, there's nothing. And she falls to the ground and basically breaks every bone in her body. And so this is someone who remembers taking a leap of faith before, taking a risk before, getting into a relationship before, and getting their heart broken, or getting every bone in their body broken, or something traumatic that happened. Now, this is a metaphor for getting hurt, okay? It doesn't have to be that traumatic, okay? But this is like feeling unloved and unsupported. And your main issue, okay, aside from the eating, I feel like some of you have an eating disorder, is your fears. You know, is your fears and basically your lack of energy. You have very low energy. And the reason you have very low energy is because you're not eating right. You are eating crap food that has no nutritional value in it whatsoever. You do need to see a nutritionist, Gemini, especially Gemini females. The guys, not so much in this reading, but I definitely recommend seeing a nutritionist anyways for everybody because it's awesome. And when it comes to your health, it's a private issue. It's a private thing. I feel very much like when it comes to my health, it's a private thing. What I do for myself and for my health, it's private. So it's medical. It's, you know, so, you know, this is something that you need to do for you, okay? What you feel comfortable doing. But I'm noticing that you're very thin, and I'm noticing that your bones are sticking out, and so it's really important for you to love yourself and nurture yourself and take care of yourself. I feel like Geminis take care of others, especially if you're a mother. You may be taking care of children and, you know, not doing enough for yourself. This is very typical of women, okay? Women need to love themselves more, nurture themselves more, okay? And that's also eating more, eating right. I mean, I'm seeing broccoli. We are talking broccoli, carrots, you know, avocados, eggplants, you know, apples, celery. We're talking kale. We're talking, you know, Swiss chard. We're talking, you know, green foods, power foods, superfoods, adding into your diet, papaya, melon, you know, all kinds of things that will give you nutrition. You may want to juice. If you haven't started juicing, you may want to juice. But I think this is an emotional problem too. This is feeling like you're on your own and that you have to do it all on your own, you know? And you don't. You don't have to do it on your own. There are people that love you. You need to seek those people out and ask for help and ask for support, and they will give you help and they will give you support. So I pulled an additional card. It's very difficult to overcome the Ten of Swords. But if you were to overcome the Ten of Swords, then you're also dealing with the Moon. And the Moon is, to me, a lot of times it's the choice between being real or being fake, okay? It could also be, you know, and Geminis are the masters of the little white lie, or withholding. The difference between a lie and withholding the truth is a very fine line, okay? This is a girl. It's about a girl or guy who gets to a point in time where they've wandered down the wrong path. They've started lying. They've started hiding. They've started wearing a mask. They've stopped being real with the world. They've gone into doing something that isn't really, again, the word legal. Some of it's not legal, or it's not really shown in the light of day. You know, doing things behind the cover of the night, doing things behind closed doors, keeping secrets. Things are hidden. This is the moon. This is where, you know, you need to show your hand, you know. This is where you need to say, these are my cards. This is how I feel. This is what's on my heart. Rather than wearing the mask, rather than lying, rather than withholding truths, rather than, you know, kind of jumping, you know, from pond to pond and really not and not getting anywhere. You're just going around in circles. That's kind of how I see it. You're going around in circles. And you need to ask for help, ask for directions. I feel like, again, you were trying to do it on your own, and you really do need to, at the end of July, ask someone to guide you. Because you're on what I would call thin ice as far as your health, as far as your emotional well-being. You're going through a transformation. So it's like, if you can get over the Ten of Swords, which is the terror of getting hurt, and if you can get over the Moon, which is asking for help and being real and stop with the lies, and if you get over those two things, then, you know, you get the Death card, which is the ultimate transformation, which is you becoming like a whole new person. And so we've been talking a lot about this, and it's really going to hold you up later down the line. Okay, not permanently. I feel like you're going to be able to get over these things, but it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of work on your part. Okay. So we have, in the heart of everything, we have the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, I'm not sure if you can see her, is, to me, typically a fire sign. Okay, or I see her usually as an Aries, Capricorn, or Taurus female. Okay, that's how I see her. So for her to be in the center of everything, this could be your mom, this could be an aunt, this could be your sister. She also be a Sagittarius or Leo as well, you know. She likes to get what she wants, okay? So if she is not, because I don't feel like she's you, although she could be, it feels like to me you have this, what I call the bird's eye perspective, where you're up here, and because you're an air sign, that makes sense, right? And you're looking down on your life, and you're not really engaging with it. It's like you're on autopilot. You're just kind of, like, everything is just like one long day, okay? You're kind of going through the motions. And this could be guys and girls. This doesn't have to be just, you know, just guys or just girls here. This is everybody. You know, Gemini, you know, you guys are really just on autopilot. And you need to kind of get back into your life and say, okay, what is working for me and what is not? If it's not working for you, you need to stop and make the decision to stop, because you're going to get to a point where it's sort of just like, in a way, in the journey of the Fool, it's like there's a cliff up ahead and you don't realize you're going to fall off it. And you fall off this cliff and you get hurt, okay? And then you get back together, you piece yourself back together again, and then you get lost, okay? you drag yourself in the woods and you're lost and you're not feeling good. And you're very, very close to well, let me just say, you're very close to danger. It's a dangerous point that you get to. Let's just put it that way. And I don't like to see that. I don't like to say that, but I do feel you are going to come to a point where it's not healthy for you to continue on the way you are. Because if you're on autopilot, you're not paying attention. You're not in the driver's seat. You're just kind of like, I go like this and nothing's happening. Nothing's behind the eyes, you started to disappear. I call it disappearing, where you're just on autopilot. You're just going through the motions, and you're not enjoying anything anymore. You're barely sleeping. You're barely eating. You're just kind of like driving, and you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention to your surroundings. It's concerning me, Gemini. Very concerning. So concerning for me because it, in a way, nothing else matters in the reading. You're going to get to this point, and these things are going to force you to change. You must change, basically. That's kind of how it is. But it's leading to a dangerous point. Normally I don't talk about, danger like this, but it's danger. It's danger, and you got to watch out for yourself. So that's what's coming later in June, okay? And so you have this Queen of Wands, and she always gets what she wants. She may be a coworker again, or somebody in your midst. If you're a male Gemini, she could just be someone in your midst. She's just very, she's a woman of power. She's very cunning. She's an intellectual. Gemini, this could be you. But this could be your partner. If you're a Gemini male, this could be your partner. This could be your wife. Again, I usually see her as the ex-wife. This is somebody who does, a lot of times I see her as somebody who people don't necessarily want to talk to because she kind of rubs people the wrong way. Okay? She can. Because again, Tauruses, Aries, and Capricorns are very strong women. Okay? They've got the horns. Okay? And they will butt heads with people. And they don't care. So this is someone in your midst that kind of doesn't care, about getting into it with someone. But on the positive side, this is getting what you want, okay? So you do have the Ace of Wands crossing you, which is always good. And the Ace of Wands is passion. The Ace of Wands is sometimes can indicate some family drama. But this is to burn, to be on fire. You have a lot of fire energy here, Gemini. A lot of fire energy. And I feel like it's kind of like, it's very interesting. I feel like you're burning yourself out only to burst into flames again and rise like the phoenix in the ashes and become like a whole new person. And you're going, okay, I get it, right. And you don't believe me, but this is what's in the cards, so I'm here to tell you it. So the foundation is the Nine of Wands, which is the waiting card, okay? Waiting. So that colors the whole spread. For you to be waiting on something, again, takes you out of this moment. Takes you out of the present moment. So you're up here, and it's like you're a pilot, or you're in a plane, and you're not even like the pilot. You're just like sitting in a plane. Somebody else is driving the plane, or the plane's on autopilot, and it's just cruising up here, and you're going around in circles. And if you're not going around in circles, you may be headed to be someplace, but eventually you'll end up going around in circles. And to me, it's not really like you're going anywhere. It just feels like you're headed down, and eventually you'll be headed down the wrong road, the wrong track. You get to the wrong place, okay? So pay attention to what's going on around you. It's not good for you, again, to be up here, going around in circles, waiting, because Here's the thing about waiting. Any kind of delay or waiting that you kind of, it's self-imposed waiting, where in this to me, this is self-imposed waiting, okay? Because it's, to me, it's like it says like you're waiting to move, you're waiting to take action, you're waiting to become a star, you're waiting to go out, you're waiting for legal resolution, you're waiting for, you know, to feel like you can trust people, you're waiting to use your intuition, because these are all the waiting kind of like adds that, the waiting for each, basically each element of the card. That's basically, to me, that's what's going on here. You're waiting to get what you want. You're waiting to be on fire. You're waiting to have passion in your life. It's just, and you're not doing it. And that's the problem. And so the problem is you're taking no action at all to get what you want, to do what you want to do in life. And every time you delay, that self-imposed delay, okay, you're not doing what your soul wants you to do, which inevitably leads to destruction, either self-destruction or actual destruction, where, you know, you can't go on. To me, it's not healthy. Because so it's sort of just like, you have to choose life, you have to choose to live, you have to choose to be happy. If you choose not to be happy and not to live your life, then there is really no point, because those are your choices. If you choose to stay on the couch all day and do nothing, then why? Why anything, right? If you're waiting for your whole life to begin, and you're sitting on the couch and you have the opportunity to go out there and live your life and do whatever it is that you want to do, but to me, Geminis are very indecisive. So you're indecisive about it. You're so indecisive about it that you're just sitting on the couch. Eventually, the universe is going to come along and push you off the couch. Something's going to force you to change. And it's not going to be pretty when that happens. And not at all. Because change happens to everyone, whether we're rich or poor, whatever gender we are, it doesn't matter. Okay, change happens to everyone. So to me, this is what the reading's about. The reading's about you getting off the couch and going out there and doing something with your life, taking action, being courageous. You're spending a lot of time. Some of you are spending a lot of time inside, in quiet, in solitude. And the universe is saying, go out, get off the couch, be active, sing, dance, do something musical. Some of you have musical ability. Some of you have star power. That's why the universe is saying you need to get off the couch. It's not saying to get off the couch just because, it's a punishment. Again, the universe is not punishing you, okay, for inaction. It's just, you came here, your soul came here to experience being a star, because you got the star power, okay? To experience coming into your own power, to experience, either becoming a music star, a beauty star, a movie star. This is becoming famous, getting really well known. This is everything, having everything you can dream of, okay? For you to have that in the position of emotions, and the universe is saying you got to get off your butt and you got to go out there and you got to take action. And then to me, it really just makes sense. Now the outcome is the High Priestess. The outcome is, you knowing, having mediumship skills, knowing the answer, knowing things before they happen, having premonition, all that. This is the light of intuition, okay? Some of you, this is who you're going to become. okay? Some of you, it's sort of like you're going to be doing something similar to what I'm doing, okay? You have private clients and you're channeling information. Maybe you're on the radio, maybe you're on TV, maybe you go door to door, whatever. You know, maybe you're just doing YouTube videos, but this is you coming into some serious, this is you like having a personality change. Because I feel like you go from being this quiet, I'm going to stay at home mom to this high spiritual being who has been through a lot, who has experienced the loss and the pain and the hurt and the confusion and going around in circles forever. I think some of you really are not sure what to do with your life. And so some of you, again, especially the females, are going to turn into this high priestess, and the high priestess is spiritual. Now, those of you who have, you know, and I will say this from personal experience, okay, who have, you know, mediumship skills and, you know, intuition of your own, and you're doing something that has nothing to do with that, it can be a little bit scary and frustrating. Because for me, I mean, I did everything. I was in like every job possible known to man. I mean, I worked in restaurants, I worked in banks, I worked in retail, I worked in the medical profession. You name it, I did it. You know, I mean, I did so many different things, and I had no idea what I really should be doing. And I kept going down these roads that led to nothing. And I needed to change, and I needed to change my perspective, and I needed to do things differently. And I feel like that's why if you go down the wrong path, it's okay, because then you learn, you'll go through the transformation. You'll get to that point in time where you say, well, what's the point of all this, you know? And then you'll burst into flames like the phoenix and rise from the ashes, and you'll be a different person. And spirituality is very important, in, you know, going forward, 2015, 2016. This is the direction, you know, the planet's ascending, we're all ascending. So it is important for us to do things with our spiritual gifts, with spirituality. Now, it's not for everyone as a career, as a job, you know. We have to have bankers out there. We've got to have people that are working in retail. We've got to have, you know, everybody does doing their own thing. But for you, Gemini, I feel like this is who you're supposed to become. Now, male Geminis, you may be going through kind of a different kind of transformation where you come out and it's like, so the light goes on in your head, and there's something, you come to like a moment in time where it's like eureka, or like you have a revelation, or something big happens where you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that before? And then you just start to go down this completely new road. You know, this is also switching careers. This is switching career gears here, you know, where you kind of, you've been going down this road, and you can't go down this road any longer because you're lost. And if you stay there, you'll get sick and die. So then you switch and you go to this direction, and over here, it's like you have this whole new life. So I feel like some of you are kind of switching gears, are about to switch gears. Some of you are going to be coming into your own power and becoming famous, and others are kind of in career going through some changes. Those of you who have like business, like your own business, I feel like you need to make some changes in that business, within your business. Change is coming, okay? Change is going to happen whether you like it or not. Better to do it now than later. Better to embrace it and do it the way you want it to be done, rather than it just kind of like absolutely like, if you wait for everything to fall apart and go to shit, it's not going to be good. Better for you, if you're a business owner, to be like, okay, I need to make this change, or I need to make this change, I need to make this change. Make the decision. Boom, boom, boom. No excuses. That way, your business will survive. If you don't make those changes, the universe is going to force you to do something completely different, and you might have to actually, dare I say it, close the business and do something completely different. Okay. I mean, it's almost like you might go from being like an accountant to like, you know, like a professional tennis player or something like that. You know, it kind of seems weird, but that's the switch. Now, it wouldn't be surprising to me because you're a Gemini and there's two sides of the Gemini. So it's like if you're an accountant and you've always wanted to be a professional tennis player, um, you know, this is the time. In June, this is the time to make the switch, okay? Don't wait. You know, if you've always been, you know, working in the medical field and you hate it with all of your passion and every fiber of your being, and you've always wanted to be a musical star or music star or a movie star, this is the time to go to Hollywood. This is the time to apply for the new job. This is the time to take some proactive, you know, approach to things in your life and to change, you know. If you've been a stay-at-home mom for a long time, this is the time to actually get back into the career field, okay? There's going to be a major switch, major change. You going from, you know, like I said, one thing to completely different, and that's the Gemini. But that's the experience I feel like you're here to learn, and don't wait on any of these things. Don't wait to process all that has happened to you. Get a journal. Start writing it down. Don't wait to believe in yourself and have courage and go out there and, you know, forge new territory. You know, you do need to slow down though, in the sense that if you do go out and you drive around, you need to be paying attention, okay? Because you're not paying attention. That's what's crowding you right now, and you know, your mind is going here, and your car is going here. Okay, can't happen. It's no bueno, okay? So you need to really slow down and watch where you're going. Some of you ladies are dealing with a guy who has a wandering eye. And this guy is potentially a Capricorn, Leo, most likely has some Leo in their chart, or they act like a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, Cancer, male, okay? And he's been lying to you, okay? Or whatever you're doing with him is in the shadow of the night, and nobody knows what you're doing with him. But I think we can all assume we know what's going on, okay? Because you got the Ace of Wands here. It's the passion card, it's the sex cards. Chances are this is a guy who's coming over late at night or after hours, and you're hooking up. That's it, you know. But he has a wandering eye, and that's not good for long-term relationships. So you need to go out and find somebody new. That's the thing. Don't wait to do that. Don't let this thing go on for years and years and years and years. And you are terrified of getting hurt by this guy probably too. But you're terrified of getting hurt in general, so you're not putting the effort in to finding somebody new. In a way, you're keeping him around because it's a safe, sure bet that you're going to get laid. Not the thing to do. Not the right way to approach it, okay? So, you also have a little bit in the immediate future. You got the Temperance card, okay? There's a lot of elements to the Temperance card. But usually, again, it's that 50-50 split, Gemini, where you're happy, you're sad. Happy and you know it. Da-da-da-da-da. I don't know where that comes from. Childhood, probably. And so you can have, this is like spontaneous combustion, where you have one moment where you're like super happy, everything's amazing. The next minute, you get a bill in the mail that says you owe $5,000, and you totally freaking lose your mind, and you go, boo! You know, and everybody like really hits the deck because they know you're going to blow, or you did blow, and it's just like, it's a major event, okay? So you get really angry, really sad. You're going to have to try to balance this out. Part of what you're going through in the month of June is to learn to balance it out. You have two sides, so you have to find the balance in between. You also may be dealing with the Libra, okay? Geminis and Libras are like best friends or best enemies, okay? Depending on the situation and what's going on in personality, okay? You may be dealing with a Libra in your midst, who may be the epitome of the 50-50 emotions. On a good day, things are amazing. The sun is shining. On a bad day, it's like you can't even talk to them. You can't even talk to her. It's scary. It's a very scary situation. So you may be dealing with these things. But really the biggest thing is that you're going to go through some changes late June, okay? You're going to make it through these changes. At least I'm praying for you to make it through these changes. I want you to make it through these changes. Don't resist the change. Go with it. Learn from it. And you got 2 pregnancy cards here. So ladies, the last thing I'm going to say, Gemini ladies, if you're young, childbearing age, okay, watch out because this is a very fertile time for you, okay? And Geminis are all about multiples, and Geminis are really able to pop them out, really 1, 2, 3, 5 at a time, they're the multiples. So wouldn't be surprised if you had twins. Wouldn't be surprised if you got pregnant and then got pregnant 10 months later or something crazy like that. Just be careful because, you're very fertile. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to pull a final card, which is the Death card again for you, Gemini, which is change, the Phoenix. You are the Phoenix, okay? Remember that. I'm going to do final jingle for you. Sending you some happiness. And I wish you all the best. And I send big hugs. Big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care.